Yeah, so with dried flowers, obviously they're dried. They don't have any moisture in them. So when you're using them in fresh flower arrangements, you want to create an artificial stem for them by picking and wiring and taping them. You cannot put glycerin dried or dyed product in water. It's very important because the dye will leach off of it. You don't want it getting on anyone's dress or clothing or tabletops. Make sure you wire it and tape it. Taping will seal it. If you use wire, make sure you're using always tape wire, because wire can rust in water. Or use a wooden cowie pick, the little wooden like plant picks with a little wire on it, and you can tape it on. And then I did bring a few drieds to show you guys too. With preserving flowers, the important part of preserving flowers on your own is to dry them while they're fresh and in their prime, not when they're already going out and wilt to look bad. So one of the things that's been really popular, a lot of people up in, like, I think it's Utah, Oregon, they have its clematis pods. They call it old man's beard. I dried these. Aren't they darling? So we get
so cute,
fresh from Holland, and I tested them. I didn't know they would do this originally, so this was new for me. I've never dried these before. They are going on 2 months old now, and they haven't shed a bit. So this is what you should do with drieds, is experiment and see what works. These I was able to dry upright, and they've got a very Dr. Seussy look to them, and they're just really pretty and soft. That's a really pretty thing to dry. This is copper beech, which is preserved in glycerin, and this is one of those items you should not get wet. It is woody stem, so it doesn't affect it as badly, but if you can pick and wire on it, then you can safely put that in fresh flower foam. Another fun thing, one of my customers actually turned me on to, and I didn't realize, we always get questions about Linaria and how do they get it like that? And one of my customers another customer told me, oh, it just dries and bleaches like that on the side of the road. Well, we got in fresh Linaria early in the summer. And what I did is I dried it, right? And then I brought it home and put it outside and bleached it. Well, that's pretty too. But the cool thing, how you get to the transparent or skeletonized part of the Linaria is by pulling off the pod. And this was a native poppy here in our San Diego area. She was so cute. She's like, look what I did, Shelly. And she sent me a picture, but it takes a minute and it's a little bit of work, but you literally have to peel off the outer pod or skin, and if you do that on, do it on here, both sides, it will expose that transparent part and get that skeletonized. So you see that's where the little part is. I did not know that either.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so now you got a lot of them to do, and one of the reasons Linaria is a little expensive, it's in demand, plus if that's what they're doing to get that, that's a laborious process. So but that's one thing. You can experiment with so many things. I dry things all the time. One thing I want to show you not to do with drieds, these are straw flower, which dry really well, but I left these upright and let them dry to show you. If you leave them upright, they're going to look wilted. So you always want to hang them upside down, and gravity will help them stay straight and turgid. And if they don't, then all you have to do, if you're designing with them, is take the flower head off and create a wired stem. So drieds are fantastic. You can use them so many different ways. If you've been to our location and my spot, you'll see my little space look like a mini flower shop because I've got so many drieds shoved everywhere because we test everything. One cool thing, artichoke blooms, like just the artichokes, if you leave the head out and let it dry on its own, the flower will actually pop out of the center and it'll dry like that. There's so many fun things. So don't be afraid to experiment, and you'll have lots of fun.